Oh, right. You'll remember on my experiment in Blender show, I showed you that I had designed a coffee mug that resembles my show logo here. Now, you will notice, though, in this is kind of a garbagey model because these vertices aren't connected, and I don't have any cross bands either here with which to connect this. And I was just playing around when I initially made this, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to remodel this because I do want the cup to resemble the logo for my show, because I'm going to later add this in and do some animation with that. So I'll leave the camera rolling and you can watch how I do that right now on Spatry's Cup of Linux. Okay, let's begin. Now, I have opened up a brand new document and we are ready to proceed. The first thing you'll notice when we open a new document is we have a lamp, we have a cube, and we have a camera. And we select by right-clicking. Now, something I'd like you to focus on also as I'm working is the upper right corner of my screen where you see my mouse cursor right now. This is going to show you the different strokes that I'm using. You can see that I'm clicking with my right mouse button, my left mouse button. I'm rolling the wheel up and I'm rolling the wheel down. If I press Shift, Control, Alt, or a letter key here, you will see what we have going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and right click to select, X to delete, and it is gone. Now I'm going to go ahead and left click here in an empty space because now I'm going to add a new object, which is a cylinder. You can also access this menu by pressing Shift A, Mesh, and then Cylinder. And there we are. Let's have a look at the side view here. Or actually, this is the front perspective. I'm going to move this up because I want this a little bit above the Y line. Okay, I think I'm pleased with that. I want that lifted up just a little bit here because we may be adding some geometry to this over time. Alright, now we've got a nice little centered view here so that we can see it a little bit better. Let me line this up a little bit better here. Okay, I'm pleased with that. Now, by pressing the right mouse button and moving the wheel, you can see that it's just moving across this plane. And I can right click to undo. By middle clicking the mouse button, now I can rotate and get a better view of what I'm doing here. Pressing Shift and middle mouse button allows me to position that just how I want it. Okay, now I want to add some geometry around here. Let's go into edit mode here. Alright, and now we have edges, which are these lines, faces, and these little dots are vertices. I personally provide the vertex selection mode, but you can easily select these by clicking here. And from time to time I'm actually going to be moving around here. Now I'm going to press A on the keyboard to unselect everything, and right now I'm going to click this so that we can see through everything, so we can see all of the faces, vertices, and edges. Now Control-Alt-R. I don't think it's going to let me do that. Let me see. Is that Control-R? There we go. With Control-R, now I can add a few bands around this. I forget what they're called, but I want a bunch of them here. And I think I am happy. Maybe a little bit more with that. Okay, very nice. Let's go into face select mode now. And let's go ahead and delete that face. Did it delete, I wonder? Okay, well that's not the face I want to delete. There we go. Okay. Oh, I see what I did. I removed the face here, which I didn't want to, so let me go ahead and undo that. And there's a face here that was removed. There you go. So you got to be careful what you select here. Let me select all, and then none. Alright. I think I can work with that. Alright, here's something that's interesting. Pressing the Z key toggles a shaded versus wireframe mode, which I think is quite handy. Alright, now I want to select all of the edges here. So I'm going to use the Edge Select tool right here. First I want to go into top mode. Maybe not just yet. I will be modifying this in a little bit here. Okay, and then with the edge selected here, I can press Alt Shift and then right click. Alright, that's not the one I wanted to select here. Got to be very careful with this. Alright, now I have the edge I want selected. We can go into top mode, and then let's go ahead and scale this down a little bit. Alright, and then let's go into the side view here, and let's make this visible here, and we'll extrude it. I want to make sure that we can see through all of this. There you go. Alright, and extrude. Let me press the Z key, and now it will only extrude in the direction that I choose. Okay, that is weird. Let me left click to commit. Then I can drag this down. There you go. Alright, and let's have a look at our mesh. Alright, I'm happy with that. And you'll notice here on this cup there's a little bit of a lip here, so I want to try and adjust that to make it look like it's got a little bit of roundness there. Go into my go into a nice little view here. Move this up a little bit. We'll go into our top view. Scale this out just a hair. And I notice this is selected on the bottom. That's okay, I can fix that. Alright, and oh yeah, I think that'll look cool. Yeah, I think I can work with that. Alright, let's go ahead and select this edge here. After we unselect everything. There you go. Go into our side view. And then I think F will fill it. Okay, very nice. It did. Alright, so now we have a nice filled shape. And then look at the bottom of this cup here. It's got a little taper there. So Control 7 will give us the bottom view. And now let's scale that. Okay, now you'll notice that it's bumping into a piece of geometry I have here, but we can easily compensate for that by selecting this here and moving that down. Also, I think I want this to come down too. So let's select this ring. Oops. Okay, I think I'm liking that. Why don't I go into the bottom view, scale that more. Alright, and then this one and move it down. Alright, I'm happy with how that looks, but I still want to extrude another piece of geometry to get that kind of a beveled effect here. So let's unselect that, and then we'll select this row here, go into my side view, and then we will extrude this. Okay, and I want that extruded along Z. Okay, I'm happy with that, and we'll left click to commit it. Control 7 to go to the bottom. We will scale this. And then let's fill it. Maybe I'll scale that up just a little bit more. I actually like that better than the way the design works. Now, as some of the tutorials that I've been viewing have stated, sometimes your model can actually end up looking better than the conceptualized model. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's unselect this. I want some more geometry here, maybe. But definitely I need it here. So let's put a piece of geometry there, and while left clicking and holding that button down, I can move it up and down to where I want it and position it just right. Okay. And yeah, let's do another one here. Oops. Always left click to commit. Alright. Now, we're looking at the front orthographic. Let's look at the right ortho, because this is where we're going to do our meddling. I want to now turn this off because I only want to see the faces on this side here. Now this is where, if I'm looking at my reference here, I'm probably going to want to work with these four faces. And then, so let's go ahead and go into face selection mode. And I'm going to press shift and then right click on the faces that I want to select here. And, maybe I want to adjust these faces as well. Will that work? Or maybe do I want that a little bit lower? Alright, well, I'm going to unselect those because I want more geometry here. Maybe I want to split these in two here. So go into face selection mode. Alright, and then put another one here. Left click to commit that. Alright, now let's see what we got. So now back into face selection mode. Maybe I'll take out these four. And then I'll take out, so I want to make sure there's enough space here. So, but I want it high enough. So we'll take out these four. Alright. And then we will delete those faces. Now, so that I can better see what's going on here, let's select this face, and I'm going to just temporarily move this up and out of the way. Did I put a bevel on that bottom? I don't think I did. Okay, now I can see the inside of the cup, and why don't I undo that, and then we will just temporarily remove that face. And actually, we really didn't even need that geometry in there. Control Z here. I got an idea. Okay, this is how I'll do it. I will drag that down a little bit. I just need to see where. Now, I think there's an option to select more here. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and delete the face. And then alright, good. Then if I need that geometry later, I can add that, and now I can have a point of reference here to work with. Okay, very good. Okay, let's go back to our go to this view here. Zoom in a little bit. I want a little bit more geometry here and a little bit more geometry here. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, now let's go into vertex mode, and we can start rounding out these edges by right clicking and selecting on them, and then while right click is selected I can kind of go and round these out a little bit. You zoom in a little bit closer, again do that, and zoom in just a little bit more. Oops. Right click to select, and then right click drag to move it. Left click to commit. And like the algebra teacher used to always say, what you do to one side, you gotta do the other. Funny, I was never good in geometry, but here I am playing in it today. Come on. You can tell I'm really slow at this, so I'm very, very new to using Blender. But hey, experimentation is key. I want to have a really cool coffee cup that I can animate for my show title. I've got a 300th episode coming up, and I want to do something really cool. So why not have a 3D cup that I can play with? Too much. I think I can go with that. Alright, now we're going to need to make some extrusions here. Let me reposition this one. I don't like how that one's sitting. Okay. Alright, let's go to Edge Select and start selecting edges. Holding down Shift and right click here. Do that. Let's go to our side view here. And let's extrude. Along X. Alright, now I see how that's going to bend up a little bit. So we want to, I don't want it to go out too far. I think right there. And then we'll extrude again. Then rotate it. Okay, I might have to go into a different view for that. Oops. I didn't commit, that's why. Alright, now I have a view that I can rotate. And we can scale it. position it. Notice I'm looking back and forth here because I'm looking at the cup and then my model here as well. And let's go have a look at our side view. Okay, I'm happy with that actually. Okay, very, very good. And now let's do the same thing here. Let me see something here. Alright, I didn't select that piece of geometry, so we're going to have to do that over again. Alright, so far I'm happy with how this is looking, but I think this edge needs to be rotated a little bit. So why don't we do that? Just a cat hair, mind you. Rotate until we get a green here. And I want to see how that is in proportion to everything else here. Alright, I'm happy with that. Now, I need to make an extrusion on the top and one on the bottom. I kind of go out a little straight there. So first let's I'd much rather have this selector, extrude. Give that a little bit of roundness at the bottom that I see there. Actually, I want that smaller. Scale that out a little bit more. Okay, I see what I did. Now we can scale it. Let's do that on this side too. Make sure we're selecting the right edges here. Okay, I don't want that edge. I do want this edge and this edge. Okay, we see how small that one is, so that's how small we want the other one. Happy with that? Am I happy with that? Yeah, I can live with that one. Okay, let's go back into our side view here. Extrude. Okay, we've committed. Now that edge. No. Right. I'm going to need to make another extrusion. Okay. Well, it's starting to take shape now, isn't it? Yeah, I'd say so. Although this piece needs to be longer. Oh, that is looking cool. Maybe. Oh, I have an idea. Why don't I even give that a little bit more shape? That's the nice thing about this, because now I'll be able to tweak. All right. All right, now. Ooh, didn't like that effect. Okay. I can always manipulate that later. Ah, there. Now it's filled. Now, let's see if we can fix this geometry a little bit here. Alright, you'll see this kind of turned out a little lopsided. want to see all these polygons now, because now we're going to have to do some serious meddling here. Alright. Nope. Selecting everything but what I want. Alright, then we're going to have to force a select. That selected more vertices than I wanted. Now, you'll see we've got a little bit of jagginess here, but that's something I'm working through right now towards fixing. Well, I do say we have a nice representation of this cup here. Just a few little minor tweaks I want to do with this, though. Owie. Owie, owie, looky what I did here. Well, we can fix this little mess. It's like I grabbed something wrong and I broke something up in my cup here. But that is not an issue because we can fix that. Turn off that mode. How did I ever manage to do that? It looks like that's a double edge too. Yeah, how did you do that, buddy? Alright, well. This here is a build that out. Oh, didn't need to be filled. Just a face that needs to be deleted. Alright, good. Alright, let's figure out what happened here. Let this be a warning. Be careful of what you're selecting. You know what I can also do is this. Because I want that to be perfectly smoothed out. Jeez. It's finicky. A lot of work for making a little error. thing is, that will smooth out. Alright, I'm happy with what I've got here, but we can actually smooth this out a little bit, and there is one way that you can do that here. By clicking on the wrench here, you can add a modifier and subdivision surface. And then we can select the amount of subdivisions that it's going to do. And you can see it's already smoothed it out pretty nicely. Alright, and if we go into object mode, you will see the new appearance. And pretty much it does closely resemble the mug that we have here. Let's go ahead and render this out and see what we get. Wow! One thing I forgot to do was to add the interior face back and drag that down. So let me do that real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove that modifier for the time being. Go back into edit mode. I'm going to select this row. Go into my side view here, press to extrude along the Z axis. That should be good right there. Now, if we add our modifier for the subdivision surface, I think we have to be in object mode for that. A 1 gives us an appearance such as this, and a 2 gives us a much sharper appearance. Alright, I am very happy with this. Let's go ahead and render this out. Awesome. I'm pleased with that. Very, 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 very pleased. Alright, well, that took a little while to do, but then again, I'm still new at Blender. Please put some comments in the space below. Questions? I can't answer. I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm completely dumb when it comes to Blender, but as I go along and I learn new things, I will happily demonstrate those here. I hope you were able to make good use of my little on-screen key reader, because obviously I didn't think about mentioning the keys every time I was doing that, so you can always pause the video and that sort of thing. Stick around. I've got more Blender goodness heading your way. In the next episode, we're going to add some materials and we're going to put the penguin on the cup. See ya.